They're trying to tell us something. They have figured out the formula for chaos.
When the clock strikes 8:30, babe, time to head for Chris's house. Will the song make it to the next round?
Oh no.
Pot of Thunder. Let's pot tonight. Come on, baby, let's pot tonight.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. The band's cooking. We're ready. Welcome to Pot of Thunder.
Which band is that?
It is the Emerald Live Band featuring Doc Gibbs.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Each and every week here on Pot of Thunder.
So we have them. We have the Sports Machine, Up in Orbit.
We got all of TV's. I don't know which one to say. Stars of the past.
I'm trying to think of what's abandoned and out there that we'll acquire next.
We'll get it. If it's
Who
there,
knows? Who knows?
We'll find it and we'll get it.
It's a great band that's inexplicably been rendered inactive. They're welcome here.
That's the perfect place for them. It's a graveyard for TV stars.
It's a resurrection.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Dr.
Sorry.
Frankenstein's laboratory.
That's more like it. That's much
Exactly.
better. Yes. Welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting, brought to you by Blue Microphones. They look great. They sound even better. And you know me.
Andy's got a price. Pot Nation's gonna pay. 'Cause America's little brother always gets his way.
What a great laugh.
I don't even remember that one.
Tom Codel with a great laugh. Guest vocal from TK.
What a way to start it off.
Do not even remember that because we don't when we don't have a new Andy theme, we're going back and pulling them at random.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that one ever being on the show before.
So that was clip 21.
Okay.
I randomly
And-
chose it because that was my number in hockey and basketball.
That was the entrance music to one of Chris's favorite wrestlers' dads.
DiBiase.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
DiBiase Sr.
Yep.
The non-gay DiBiase.
You have
What
to
a-
go back
yeah.
to episode within like the first 60 episodes
Yeah.
for an
If you
explanation
have-
of what we're talking
If you
about.
haven't listened to the old episodes, you might be like, whoa, where'd that come from?
It makes sense back then.
It didn't, but-
It didn't, but in the context, at least there was a prop related to that conversation. We're not going to
Sure
get into
was.
it today.
Where is that? Bring it next time.
I don't know if I think it might be in a box at my house after the flooded
It's
situation.
in the walls.
In the walls,
Did you
yeah.
donate it to Dick's Are You Crazy over there in Hammond?
I think, is he serving jail time?
Oh,
We
boy.
might have to look that up.
Who? DiBiase Jr.?
Yeah,
I
he-
thought I heard something.
Yeah,
like
I don't know if he's serving or if he did already or if he's if it's coming up.
Bubba's having a good time with him, that's for sure.
Yeah, it would be an ideal body
Yeah,
type.
that would be the easiest conquest of Bubba's life.
Bubba's the
The collective Bubba.
Heck, Bubba would be chased by DiBiase Jr. in there.
Bubba's society's vigilante.
Yeah.
Society's preferred vigilante, according to social media.
Everybody
comments.
loves Bubba, huh?
They
can't wait for Bubba to do what he does.
They fear Bubba, but they love it when
Oh, yes, exactly. He does what the court system and the just legal system can't or won't do. Bubba handles it.
If you don't know what we're talking about, look at any news story comment section on Facebook where there's a crime against someone.
An egregious crime like
Yeah.
child molestation or
Yeah.
something of that nature.
Bubba will be mentioned.
Bubba
Doesn't
will
matter
be
where you
mentioned.
live.
Be mentioned within 5 comments.
and just praised and likes and everything
Yeah.
all over those comments.
Yeah, they can't get enough of Bubba's prison antics. As long as it's
never
not
mind how
happening to them.
Bubba got in there in the first place.
Yeah, that's not. Hey, he's in there already, so we might as
So
well use him to our benefit.
He was sort of just born in there with this purpose in mind.
Bubba and Gandhi are like on this rarefied air of people who are just unassailable. Everybody else is on the next tier down or
Yeah.
lower.
Is Bubba one of those people like in the movie The Santa Claus, where it's just passed on to a different person? Bubba passes away, and the person who finds Bubba dead turns into Bubba.
Could be it.
It goes on forever.
They get his knife.
You have to put on Bubba's slacks, and then you become.
Bubba's monogram box cutter.
And the thing about it is, since he's on that level of Gandhi, people don't realize this about Bubba. He actually spells his name Bhubba.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, they have that in common as well.
Yeah.
Mystical figures of just unconditionally loved by people of quality.
Both featured in the Man in the Mirror video, if I'm not mistaken.
Bubba and Gandhi. Wow. Yeah, it's your buddy Andy, America's little brother. And
You gonna rise up, dude?
There's this
Talk
guy
at your
over
cue, man.
that's your cue. This guy, he does these things, you won't believe it.
Dancing his way across the podcast studio. Oh, look at this.
Nick Pollock. That was new.
Throwing shit around.
Nick Pollock
It's a new year.
has entered the
No time to
broadcast.
mess around.
I'm starting to wonder if you're Googling polka dance moves, because now you've added knee slapping to your routine.
Believe it or not, that was an original.
Just on the fly? You just
No,
decided, or you thought about it?
It was
literally?
about an hour old.
Okay. You said I'm going to add some knee slapping.
I'm doing that.
Well, it worked. I liked it. I bought it as being some kind of authentic Polish Highlander dance. Nick
Never
Pollock.
mind, it was.
Nick Pollock has entered the program. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you.
But hey, who's this guy to my left?
Oh, you want him? We got him.
Can have it every day, yeah, yeah. I can have it. Get out of my way, yeah, fuck you.
Put your hands together for the breakout star of the podcast, Medium. Chris L. is in the house. Welcome to the program,
Yes,
Chris.
sirree.
We're all here. Nick, you're already getting compliments on your shirt.
Oh.
What is that? What era would that be of a Kiss shirt?
That's
Like
Dynasty. That's
so-
Eric Carr
78.
back there. Yeah.
Well, that's post Dynasty.
That's or well, I guess it's the Unmasked era. Never mind.
Is it?
Well, yeah,
Oh, you-
never
yeah.
mind. This would be like probably like the Australia Unmasked.
Oh, when they were
era.
hot. So 80 maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Just before it all fell apart with the Elder.
The
then they put it back together.
Dynasty outfits for the other three guys.
Oh, there you
Very
go.
nice. Very nice. Is that one you picked up at one of the Kiss expos?
No, I
Or-
got this. I got this as a gift.
Oh, you got it as a gift?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably right here on the show. Maybe.
Don't
Remember. Oh, we're not going to put you on the spot. Nick, who gave you that?
Would you like to thank them right
What was
now?
his name again? I'm sorry. Nick's here. We're ready. I didn't see Nick get anything out of his trunk.
No,
So
nothing.
you know good for
Big
nothing.
honking nothing.
We
Nothing
got
today.
some big honking something over here, though.
Oh, I like big. I like
This
big and
came
I like honking.
all the way from merry old England.
Oh,
From
look at us every
our
week. we got
buddy
something.
Bev DeVoe
That is so sweet
Paget.
of her.
So, we got a special sound clip for this as I rifle through the packaging to get to what it is. You want to let that rip, Andy?
Oh, it's baked, we think?
That's what she said.
Okay.
But I think there's...
Who wants to eat dainty?
Rip it.
Who wants to eat baked treats with me?
And Chris looks visibly excited by it.
But we've got another...
If perhaps there's a new clip that would convey his excitement.
yeah, it's
about such
encapsulating
things.
Oh, let's
this
see. Chris-
occasion.
Chris is opening it. Let's see.
Oh! 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 Stop it!
Yep, there it is. Okay, we're going to start with Got a bunch of stuff in here.
Oh, wow.
God bless you.
Mint Maltesers, mini reindeers.
I want that. I'm calling that one.
Okay, here you go.
Horseshack over there.
I want these.
Cadbury dark milk buttons, rich and creamy.
I'd like to see that.
Sounds like another Lexington Steel film. Dark milk buttons.
Buttons.
Ooh,
What's that?
they're just little
Ooh,
discs.
This is for me. I don't care what you guys say. Tingly Ted's mixed by Ed and Ted extra tingly sauce.
Oh, that's for you.
yeah, that's me. That's me all the way.
She's got something for each of us. Right up our
I think
alleys.
that might be how she intended it. Then
she
we got
nailed
something
it.
else in here. Look at that. Montezuma's Extraordinary Chocolate Absolute Black, Darkest Dark. How perfect is that?
What percentage is this?
Absolute black.
100%. It's 100%. Have you guys ever tried eating 100% cocoa?
It's kind of.
You're not
almost-
supposed to eat it straight, are you?
You can.
I mean, I know you can,
Yeah.
but you're not supposed
It's
to.
it's it's an acquired taste for sure.
Another bag of Cadbury Bits of Wispa.
Oh, stop it!
Sustainably sourced cocoa. That looks interesting.
Wispa, is that a
This looks like a
Like a crunchy
malted
sort of
milk
a-
ball, like a Whopper, maybe.
okay.
I don't know.
No, it's one of those aerated chocolates.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Hershey, I think, made those here.
Arrows or whatever.
Yeah, but Hershey did a version
Oh.
maybe within the last 15 years or so.
And finally, last but not least, I'm going to hand this over to Nick to unwrap. This is a very handsome-looking, visible moisture loaf of some kind.
Ooh, yeah, it looks to me to be of the chocolate persuasion, and I think if I'm looking correctly in the bottom here, I see visible chips.
Damn.
Visible chocolate chips. Should we break this open here?
Yeah, unwrap that
I
shit.
think I'm gonna have a piece. So, I think it's a chocolate loaf. If I'm not mistaken.
Another Lexington Steel movie title.
That's what. Never mind.
Absolute Black, chocolate loaf.
That's what his teacher.
Absolute black.
What his homeroom teacher wrote on his report card.
Absolute black and what's the,
About being a loaf.
Oh, I thought you meant both.
No,
I was like, geez.
just the loaf part.
I guess back in
Come
those
on
days.
now.
Hey, I thought that's what you were telling me.
I mean, that thing's well preserved, being shipped all
It's
the way over.
Lots
here.
of visible.
I'm sorry, what is
moisture.
it again? You said visible moisture. What's the... Or do we not know exactly
It's
what
like
it is?
a solid chocolate loaf
Okay.
of some kind.
Yeah, and I'm assuming there's chocolate chips in it. That's what it
Smell
looked like
that
from the
too.
bottom,
What do you?
yeah.
What would you guess is in there?
I'm guessing it's one of those chocolate recipes where they heighten the flavor with espresso.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I'm
I was
thinking.
trying to put my finger on. But yeah, I think there's some coffee element to it.
Definitely.
I'm very excited about all
Yeah.
of this stuff, especially
Andy,
these
you
little-
want to get a nose full of that
Yeah,
real
sure.
quick? Give us your interpretation.
Oh yeah, that almost smells like there's some kind of
Liqueur?
licorice flavor or something. Anise or
anise.
something.
Yeah.
It's another possibility.
Yeah, it's gonna be a delight.
I'm gonna bust that out.
Is there a
That's
note or no?
solid. No.
She didn't have any time for that. That's all right. I'm not mad about
That's
it.
fine.
Just wanted to read it if there was
a
one.
mystery treat is fine.
All the text we need is on the absolute black packaging.
Mm-hmm.
How perfect is that?
It
Montezuma's.
says M, kind of like all the movie posters for the movie M,
Oh yeah, that.
the German film from many years ago.
Look at that. What does it say? 100% cocoa solids.
Dark bar, yeah.
Man,
Nose full of that. Also a Lexington Steel movie. It was from David is the Flash on our chat.
For that awesome dramatic cocoa hit, this is simply the best. But don't say we didn't warn you. Signed, Simon.
Who's Simon?
He must be involved in the Montezuma's company.
well,
He's writing personal notes on these boxes.
Are you gonna try it?
I'll try all this stuff. Man.
Yeah,
Okay.
eventually. I don't know if I'll get to it during the show.
Okay.
But what an assortment.
Yeah.
We're not worthy of this. Oh, and also, before I forget again, was supposed to do this last week. I forgot. Happy belated, I believe, 9th birthday to her daughter Matilda.
Yes.
January 3rd. Shares a birthday with my dog Deanie, who turned 12 on January 3rd.
January 3rd, huh?
Special day.
Wow. Well, happy birthday, Matilda
Happy
and
birthday.
Deanie.
Yes.
Deanie's 12, huh?
Yeah, you never know it.
Wow.
I don't want to jinx it, but that dog's going to live forever.
That's ideal. That's great. And Matilda's 9. Happy birthday, Matilda. Wow.
What are we trying?
I don't know. I'm going to wait on these. I'm going to have these mini reindeers. I like that it's reindeers, too.
Does it plural?
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. It's
Yeah,
the
Santa's
Chuck- the
feeding
Chuck
them
Berry
reindeers.
version.
Yep.
You guys want to try bits of Wispa or chocolate button?
I'll try a chocolate
I'll
button.
do one of those. Either one or both of those will work for me.
Chocolate Cadbury, of course. Now,
I don't have the balls to try the Montezumas at this point.
I'll try that if you guys.
Try that hot sauce.
Oh, I will get to it.
this.
It looks quality.
It's got
quality
a,
stuff.
It's got a pissed off bear on it. Tingly Teds. Look at this guy. He's upset.
These are very good. I wouldn't call them terribly dark. They are. I think that says dark. They're
Well, dark.
they're
You know,
kind of dark.
It's not absolute black. Thank you.
Very good.
Dark milk. It says dark milk. So it's like combo, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
10 of them is one portion.
Yeah.
Then there's all these calculations that don't make any sense to us over here in America. I don't know what K's and K-cals are. I think you could eat the whole bag. I think that's what it's
I
telling
think
you.
I'm gonna eat the whole bag. Oh,
We don't understand any
Chris
of
is
that.
going for a careless Wispa over there.
Yeah.
I'm happy about the reindeers, though.
I'm happy they made it back home too.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. I'm gonna try some of this loaf.
Nick's just gonna bite that loaf. Nick, bite that.
I'm that type of guy.
Bite that. Nick will bite that
We'll
chocolate
bite
loaf.
that loaf. Mm-hmm. Let's try a couple of Wispas here. Thank you.
So,
Those are good.
while we chomp away for a minute, we've got business.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be.
I gotta get up.
Yeah. It's going to be Nick's turn off the listener submission list today. Unless he doesn't want to do it. Maybe he wants to do something. Yep, he's doing
Stop
it.
it. So it
Okay.
says reindeers.
It says reindeers. See it? Yep.
So they're little
They're little individually
mint
wrapped
chocolate.
mint
Oh, they're
reindeers.
individually wrapped. Huh?
That's how they do it. Yeah, so here, we're going to pull the thing you do here. Oh, wait, not that one. We're going to pull this nice one here. So our first selection is number 455. 455. Nick is thinking about it. 455. 455. He's debating.
Ooh, that's an interesting. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna put this one in the hopper.
This.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just gonna disregard this?
Yeah.
Hey, you can do that.
We've established that that's a common practice these days.
All right. Well, we're just gonna bushwick that one
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
play this.
Yeah.
So you saw another one on the screen that you're hoppering.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Yep.
like that approach.
Nick does what he wants.
The song that was suggested is a good one, and a lot of people know it, and I'm sure like it.
Mhm.
But we had, I think, we've done 2 songs by that.
Yeah,
band
we have.
already,
Yep.
and I just think it would. I think we can go.
You don't
with
gotta
somebody
explain yourself.
Variety. Nick wants variety. That's what
you're
this
good.
else.
man wants.
I want mini reindeers.
He wants mini reindeers, buttons, and absolute black.
and some loaf.
And some loaf, yeah. So here, once more. Ding. Oops, wrong button. Ding. All right, we got number 697. We're going to 697. I'm scrolling there, showing Nick. Nick is standing beside me, looking over my shoulder.
No, not those clowns.
Oh, they're clowns. No, we have done one of
Those
their
clowns
songs
who just
once.
broke up like today.
Did they again?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. They just can't keep it together.
And I don't even know the song, and I don't
Yeah.
want to take a chance on it.
Okay. Well, we Bushwicked it, right?
Yeah.
All right, once more. 357. I will scroll up while Nick watches me scroll.
Such good scrolling.
Very good scroller. Oh, God. Nick, you can decide what you want to decide.
I think you know what I'm gonna say.
You're going to Bushwick it?
Yeah, of course.
Move along to the next trick.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
That's an artist that people have suggested many times to us, and every time I just say,
0% chance.
Not
of that
happening.
Being chosen.
Sorry.
by me.
Would there be a chance that I would give it a green light if I picked the artist? Do
No.
you think?
I would-
Absolute
I
zero.
would pick this song at the bottom here before
Before
picked
that one.
That one.
okay.
I'm gonna say the
other one?
Yeah. What was the first one for?
It was 455, but then we
451.
rolled up to this.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with
we rolled
that one. Just sounds like it would be interesting. To
Oh,
me.
you don't even know it?
No, I
Or you
I
do?
recall it,
Okay.
but I can't say that like right away I know exactly how all of the song goes. But it just seems like it would be an interesting one to do.
Okay. Well,
Well, 357 got a Bushwick from Nick, but it works for our other popular segment, so hit it!
Time for Pope stuff. Yeah, that Pope stuff. Here's some Pope stuff. Time for Pope stuff.
So yeah, as people who follow my personal social media, Facebook and Instagram, this was playing on the outdoor speakers, which, same music gets played indoors, but of our local 24-hour diner-style restaurant round the clock as I was striding in to pick up my to-go order. Tough Enough was playing. So, gotta love it.
it's great.
All right, the year 357, as is customary, Nick, any guesses or knowledge of who the Pope was in 357?
I'm gonna go with a Nicholas actually.
Oh.
Incorrect. All right, here we go. Late in the year, Pope Liberius travels to Sirmium, Pannonia, and agrees to sign documents that effectively undo the Nicene Creed, which has implicitly disavowed Arianism, and to sever his relationship with the former Alexandrian patriarch Athanasius, who is replaced as Bishop of Alexandria by his Arian opponent, George of Cappadocia. That's like the longest sentence I think we've ever read.
I feel like we've done this exact sentence, Pope
really?
stuff.
Who disavowed the Nicene Creed? The Pope did?
Yeah.
Agrees to sign documents that effectively undid the Nicene Creed.
Because we'd still do the Nicene Creed.
No, maybe they changed it. It said
Maybe
something about
somebody
Arian.
reversed that later.
Well, the Arians were the heretics, so I don't know. I'll have to look into that. That's interesting to say that he undid the Nicene Creed. That's still an active.
Somebody, whatever he undid, somebody undid that later on. It'd be interesting to look into that.
And I just had a piece of this loaf. It's not chocolate.
Uh-oh.
It's really good. I want to say, like, it's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a heavy. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like a ginger.
Stumped the baker over here.
And I'm curious. Is she on the chat right now? Or
She's not, no.
No, she's not. I'd like to ask her.
What's going on with this British spice loaf, Bev?
Because I just today at the store saw a jar of mincemeat, which doesn't actually have meat in it.
Yeah.
But and it was on clearance, and it's good till like next year, so I bought it.
You bought it.
I wonder if this is a sort of like I don't know. I've never had it, but this has got it's spicy. It's a spiced something. It's very good though.
Spiced loaf.
I want to say ginger for sure.
Yeah, I thought
Cinnamon and ginger probably.
mincemeat was meat for like when I would hear it as a kid in some story. I was like, "What the hell are they eating?"
Well,
and then when I figured it out,
I
later.
guess it used to be. It used to have meat in it, and probably some people still do it. I read up on it the other day, and then I happened to see it today.
Meat pies. Come on.
They actually did put but I guess they don't all the time now. So, but yeah, I recommend it. It's quite good. Quite spicy.
The only time I ever heard that word was when used in reference to beating the shit out of somebody, saying you're going to make mincemeat out of somebody. I didn't even know it was an actual food product.
Yeah, it was right next to the dog meat at the store.
Okay. So, we got Nick's choice for this episode.
An artist we have not had.
No.
Always a good thing.
And I don't know. I'm not sure where all three of us stand on this artist. So I thought
we're going to find out.
I thought it would be interesting.
We've got 4 of their songs on the list, so they're, it's something people want to hear. And obviously a huge band. So, anything else you want to say before I intro?
No, I think we just go for it.
All right. Do you know the thing, or do you want me to say it? The album title?
It's okay. It's just a one numeral thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I could do it.
All right. Nick's gonna do it. Let's turn the microphone over to Chris Jericho.
All right, Hamill. This one's called
"Suicide Blonde."
Off of
X.
By the band
INXS.
Ow!
Yes. Okay. I am not familiar with this one, but Nick has heard it.
I think you'll be familiar with it when you hear it.
Okay.
I remember the chorus.
I'd be shocked if you have never heard this song before.
Well, you know me. Have my head in my ass. What year is this? Is this...
This had to be early 90s?
1990. I just looked it up. 1990. So this is, right after their...
well, Kick was...
Kick. This is the album after Kick. Kick is 87.
Okay, 87.
Kick was the biggest, right?
That's the one, yeah. I had that one.
Massive
on
album.
Cassette.
Okay.
Massive album. That one went toe-to-toe with U2 Joshua Tree in that year. Just everywhere, massive. One hit single after another off that one.
Absolutely. This one, I remember this song being big. I don't know that this album was as big as its predecessor. It took 3 years between them, so
because they toured the shit out of Kick because they couldn't stop touring it. The singles kept coming. The demand for this band just never let up, and it's similar to, like, off the top of my head, Metallica Black Album, the album that's so huge you just can't stop touring it. The demand is there.
There's no reason.
Venues literally around the world are begging you to play there constantly, and the demand just doesn't dry up. That I would say would be the main explanation for how long it took between albums, which is actually more commonplace nowadays. Back then, it was more customary to do an album every year, but when you strike gold like they did with Kick, you just don't stop touring.
Yeah. I'm looking at the track listing for Kick. It's like, hit after hit after, literally. New Sensation.
The proverbial greatest hits album that was just an album.
It's on the first side. This isn't the first track, but you had, in succession, you had New Sensation, Devil Inside, Need You Tonight, and Mediate. And then the Loved One after that.
I don't think I ever heard the
which
Loved One.
Looks like it was a single, but then Never Tear Us Apart on the second side. Yeah, just crazy, like every song huge.
I remember my buddy on the student newspaper, Ricardo, I talked about him before. He's the one who absconded with my copy of Living Color Vivid before I could listen to it, and he brought it back the next day and said, "You dude, go home tonight and listen to this." And I did, and it effectively changed my life. But he loved the Kick album, like his favorite lyric of all time is from Need You Tonight, that your moves are so raw. He would just recite that out loud, like constantly. Hilarious. He's a big fan of that that lyric and the whole vibe of the song. But yeah, this was a follow-up to their massively successful album, which, as we know, is never an easy thing to do.
So apparently this song is inspired by Michael Hutchins, then girlfriend Kylie Minogue.
Okay.
That was
Did
a
not-
power couple back in the day.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember how many. I guess 97 looks like was their last album. Yeah, 97. Okay, I just didn't know how far into the 90s they made it.
Did they have they released anything since Hutchins passed?
I think they put, I don't know if it was a full album, but I know I'm pretty sure they put out music with the guy they got from they did the Rockstar TV show where they were effectively
yes.
auditioning lead singers.
Yeah, Switch in 2005. I see it here.
Oh, there you go.
And it looks like there's an album from 2010.
Oh, that might be the Rockstar one. I feel like this.
No, that other one
No,
was
Hutchins died before that, I think.
Oh yeah, he died in 97. But I was just thinking that Rockstar wasn't that show wasn't happening in 05, but maybe it was already.
Yeah, it
Okay.
definitely was.
This latest one had guest vocalists, it looks like.
One of those deals.
Rob Thomas is on it.
Oh, great.
Huge.
Singing about how scared he is about something.
Is that what he sings
Every
about?
other lyric. It's like Anthony Kiedis can't stop singing about California.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Thomas can't stop singing about how scared he is of stuff. I'm so scared. Just get out of here.
I don't think I know. I know who he is, but I only know him from the Santana song. I don't think I know his actual music.
Oh, this
Again, I think you would if somebody played
Really?
it. You'd be like, okay, I've heard that in passing.
Yeah.
Which is,
Rob-
trust me, is no...
well,
you're not missing out on anything. That's some milk toast shit that Matchbox 20 put out.
well, he sang one of the biggest singles of all time.
Yeah.
So.
Arguably the biggest.
and co-wrote it. So
Possibly the bigger than Elton John's tribute to Princess Diana
Well, I remember.
and White Christmas.
I don't remember why we talked about this, but at some point on this show, we talked about that song "Smooth." And there was an article arguing why it's the most successful single ever released,
Entirely possible.
based on whatever metrics they were using to prove their point, but that it's in the conversation.
it has to be. It has to be in the conversation. I mean, come on.
So this album from 2010 is basically just like a greatest hits, like redone with guest vocalists.
Okay.
Like John Mayer's on it.
Oh, good.
Ben Harper,
I'm
Nick
happy for,
Acosta.
happy for them that they all made it.
Yeah, so
John Mayer
the
is on it.
dude, the dude from Train is on it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Pat.
Pat Monahan.
Pat's on there.
Yeah, I'm glad Pat made it.
Pat made it.
Pat does it better.
Pat
does Zeppelin and INXS better than the originals.
clearly.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus.
So yeah,
Okay.
2005 was their last actual like.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that was the
Yeah.
album they put out after the
It was.
Rockstar show.
They gave that a whirl. It looks like.
Jackie has confirmed that, and that she saw that tour at the Chicago Theater with the
Okay.
Rockstar guy.
I want to go. Now, obviously, he was not on the same level as this replacement singer, but I seem to remember enjoying the single along the lines of like enjoying Chester Bennington and STP. I was like,
I don't remember hearing it at all.
You know, Bennington stepping in for a legend like Weiland he was more equipped to do that because he was already established doing his own thing, although it was completely different. This other guy came out of nowhere, but I remember liking the first single and being like, maybe there's some potential here.
I'm gonna have to look that up later.
But that Michael Hutchins, again, one of the most iconic frontmen in rock history. It's like to step in for a guy like that is not an easy feat, not an easy thing to do.
You know who was asked to join INXS?
Oh, I knew this was gonna come up.
Nick knows it.
I know the whole story.
I won't go into the whole story.
No, maybe
It's a
not.
bad story, but
Mike Haddad.
Mike Patton.
Oh, Mike. No way. You're lying. It's a
it's-
joke, right?
No, in like 2002, he was asked probably for the Switch album.
Before the
Yeah.
Rockstar thing.
Yeah.
What's the thinking there? I don't know.
That he could do
He
it,
had
I'm
s-
sure.
He had similar qualities to his voice.
Yeah, but he just doesn't have that same aura about him.
No, he doesn't.
But also, Faith No More was a lot bigger in Australia, so those guys are thinking like, "Hey, we can pull this guy from another top band."
The guy that used to pee in a shoe on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get this guy.
He's gonna sing "Don't Change." Get out of here. It's
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah, well, it didn't happen. So
Perhaps for the best.
I would say for the
Although
best
it
for
would,
everybody.
it's one of those things where if there was a show that they recorded for a DVD or something, I'd like to see that.
oh yeah,
I'd like to see him doing those songs and actually doing them seriously.
he would have been capable, but it's just the doing them seriously
Yeah.
thing is what he would not have been
That's
capable
what I'm
of.
saying.
He would have
is
exaggerated.
He would have pissed on the legacy. It would have
Well,
been a bad idea.
I'll read you one quick quote. Just I won't read you the main part that got the headlines, but it says, "Kiss my ass, dingo-loving sons of bitches." So there you go. He
Okay,
wasn't into
yeah,
the
no.
idea.
Graciously turning down the gig.
Probably never met the guys either.
Oh no, of course not. Yeah, that's. I would assume that if you feel like looking up this story to see what we're talking
Yeah,
about, you can
it's
look it up.
A lot of poor taste.
Poor taste, but I would assume that's one he probably would like to take back. He seems like he's got a little bit more class in more recent years.
Yeah.
He's
but-
been through some stuff recently too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So anyway-
Everybody's entitled to improve themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So back to business. Suicide Blonde. This is the opening track after Kick. So you got to come out swinging with this one, huh?
And they did.
Yeah.
You know, we'll talk about it more, but now who submitted it and was there any commentary?
Yes, this one came to us from Jim Bell. I'm going to say it's Bell because there's one L, not Ball. But I would like the name Jim Ball.
Well, maybe next time.
Like Jim Shoe, Jim Ball. I don't know. Jim says, banger tune from an exciting 80s band. Appreciate the years of entertainment you guys deliver. Keep
thanks,
it up.
Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. So it's a banger.
He's right. I'm going to play my hand early, but yeah. I mean, that they didn't really... It wasn't a domino effect of just one single after another off of this one, but they definitely did not come crawling out of the gate with the follow-up to the massive Kick album. This is a banger.
Okay.
Written
doubt
by
about it.
Andrew Ferris and Michael Hutchins.
Okay.
Michael Ferris.
Andrew, I believe, is the keyboard player, second guitarist. There are
It's,
three
yeah.
Ferris brothers in the band.
Three brothers, huh?
Yeah.
You're correct.
Okay.
Yeah, he's listed as keyboards, programming, guitars, and from what I could see, primary songwriter.
He's just making music.
Him and Hutchins.
Which of the Ferris brothers played the didgeridoo?
Surprisingly, not credited
not
to
a
anyone.
not a legit Australian band, in my opinion.
I remember going over to this local band. We know them very well, but people from all over the world listening probably won't. This local band called Groovatron. We went over to their house one time, and these guys had like musical instruments everywhere, diverse act. And one of the guys was trying to figure out. He made a homemade didgeridoo out of some PVC and was trying to figure out how to mimic the sounds. And like he must have watched a tutorial or someone showed him how to make this thing out of PVC pipe. But that's what was going on the day when I was over there, trying to figure out how to make that sound out of a PVC pipe. So that's my thought whenever I hear didgeridoo.
There you go.
And what their plan was with it, and if they ever used it, I don't know.
We'll circle back.
Circle back. We'll have to touch base with those guys.
Speaking of bass, the bass player's name is rather interesting.
Oh,
I remember it.
Gary Beers.
Gary.
2 R's in the first Gary.
Kind of like
one R in the
Nick Polak.
But that would be
Oh.
there'd have to be like an extra K in the first one.
We might have to go NICK, NIK, Polak
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah, that's
Or
right. That's
NIC.
right. I remember that. The extra R in there.
Gary.
That's the last name Beers, interesting, of course, but
Yeah.
the Gary with two different spellings, that's what caught my eye.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I had no idea. Never heard of this fella, but he's the bass player, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
He should, in keeping with the French Polak theme, he should be Gary Dingo Eater. To leverage Mike Patton's.
Dingo. Do they actually eat dingoes?
No, I don't think they
No.
eat dingoes.
Nobody eats a dingo.
Firing
Eats a dingo.
shots at
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Making things up.
Yeah, that's just nonsense. Nonsense for the sake of being rude. All right. Well, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Suicide Blonde. Sounds like they picked up right where they left off, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they did.
Hey, man.
Keep
if it
the
ain't
party
broke,
rolling.
Don't fix it.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it fits right in there with. Maybe I know it. I don't think I know this song, but maybe
Really?
I will.
That didn't ring a bell? Just that part?
It sounds like INXS, so maybe.
I forgot about the harmonica intro. It's an interesting twist on everything that they'd done previously.
So this is, kind of reminding me of some of their other stuff. They had that sort of, it was heavy but very acoustic at the same time. Like you had the distorted guitar and the sort of the electronic stuff, but you had a
clean,
an organic,
jangly.
an organic sort of sound, and the combination that they were able to put together, it pretty heavy music, I would say, like intense, sort of heavy. I'm not sure how else to describe it. But,
they could play,
but,
and
yeah,
and they brought it on stage, and
but it's not like let's just crank the distorted guitar up all the way. It's like it's there and it's back, but it's really effective. There's a level of intensity, and it's not from the distortion.
I would equate them with Duran Duran along those lines, where just a band of great musicians, but just all happen to be really good-looking guys and played that pop music style that appealed to the chicks in a massive way. And INXS was sort of the Australian version of that to me. But he hasn't even cut in yet. But just one of the most captivating frontmen of all time. That never hurts your band in terms of your popularity. Yeah, you got those clean funk guitars, like Nile Rodgers of Chic, who was aligned with Duran Duran early on. It's got that same kind of vibe that and Mr. Gary of 3 R's collectively, always laying down the bottom end with authority, and just like everything he did. I mean, he was definitely a huge component of the band.
Choosing his stage name and playing bass with authority.
Doing it right, making all the right moves. So, but yeah, the clean funk guitar, like the Nile Rodgers style, was just, Duran Duran took that over for the 80s style, and INXS picked up that ball and ran with it too, to just massive worldwide success.
See, and it's interesting to think. Now, of course, you can't be in someone else's head here, but with the musical diversity that one Mike Patton has exhibited over the years, I to just outright dismiss the idea of it seems inconsistent to a degree.
But who knows?
Yeah, and
who knows what was going on?
You don't
at that
know,
time.
but just listening to this track, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
a lot of different stuff.
Yeah,
like we've gotten like 3 or 4 different genres spread out already, and it's only been like less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah, you scratch your head, I guess.
Scratch your head.
Suicide blonde is the color of her hair, like a cheap distraction for a new affair. She
the finish before it began. Lost the plan. You wanna make her see so wrong. Love devastation, see so wrong. You wanna make her see so wrong. Love devastation, see so wrong. Was it you want to make her?
Make her, or
you want to make her? Yeah, that's some old school jargon right there.
Maybe it's his response to your favorite Robert Plant commentary on the Dire Maker song on How's the Holy. Nick's actually angers him to hear the Robert Plant's response when somebody asked him what was it? Somebody asked him what that meant.
Well, because the mispronunciation. Nobody. It makes sense after you hear it. It's Jamaica,
right?
Which is a dumb name for a song.
So
let's
stupid.
face it.
Well, it's a quasi reggae song.
Yeah,
so it's like Jamaica.
It makes sense, but it's and then he goes into all the stupid Americans didn't know how to pronounce it. Like, yeah, okay. We'd heard that before.
Nick's already, his blood pressure is spiking next to me. I'm glad I was able to egg him on this way.
His blood pressure's been spiking all day. He was talking about shopping experiences, Walmart run-ins.
Another just random incidents.
On my way here, one of the most asinine driving moves I've ever seen over on Calumet.
Man.
Ridiculous people. A lot of people should just stay home.
I'm with you there. No question about it.
Just stay home.
Stripped to the beat, but the clothes stay on. White light everywhere, you can't see a thing. Such a squeeze.
What does he say? Stripped to the T, but her clothes stay on? Is that what he said?
I got stripped to the beat, but her clothes stay on.
She stripped to the beat.
All right.
So, whatever that means.
So I must be...
It's not what was going on in the champagne room during Throw This Money on You, R. Kelly.
I mean,
there was his clothes were not staying on in that scenario.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I guess it's just she's dancing in such a provocative way that it's giving the impression that
it seems like clothes are coming off, but they are in fact are not.
They're not. Apparently, maybe she's just revealing herself in other ways.
Yeah,
could be.
Just not
showing you her diary, something like that. I don't know.
You know, Nick bought a diary from. Nick knows what to say.
I was going to make that joke, but
yeah. Nick bought a diary for my 7-year-old daughter for her birthday the other day.
Really?
She wrote in her first entry.
Oh boy!
I want to read it to you. January 2, dear diary, I will have Taco Bell for lunch. That's it.
I thought it said at Taco Bell and lunch.
Oh.
Or is that a 4?
It's a number 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Taco Bell and lunch would be funnier.
Like, that doesn't count.
I should ask her if she wants to clarify. I think it's a 4. But yeah, there you go. That's her diary.
Okay, interesting.
Got right to business. Yeah. I didn't even have to explain what a diary is. She just took out a pencil and wrote that down.
Well, Taco Bell belongs on the first page.
Yep.
The cry for help that's gone unanswered so far. What do you think the chances are that the harmonica is a nod to the fabulous Thunderbirds thing that was going on around that time? That tip of the cap to one Kim Wilson.
I wish we could ask him.
Well, get him on the phone.
I wish we could ask him in person.
He's blackballed from this show. He fucked up.
He's not allowed.
No,
even if he
not
wanted.
Crawling back to that, but
can't come back.
Doesn't change my my opinion as a musician. But
we've got
he's done on this show.
Well, he's the guy who played it. couple of interesting things. You may have heard of him, Charlie Musselwhite.
I have heard of him. Yes.
Played with Paul Butterfield, among others, and well, okay, I'll go with it. It says Musselwhite was reportedly the inspiration for Elwood Blues and the Blues Brothers for the character.
Okay.
So they got someone who
they got a legit
yeah.
harp player.
They said let's get like one of the top guys. Yeah.
I'm sure they were in a position to.
Oh, wait a minute. He's
point
not...
fingers and demand whoever they wanted after kick.
Well,
bring me the best.
I don't think they had to twist his arm to get him to perform on this. What are you finding?
I'm thinking it's just a typo because it's not crediting him on this song, but there's nobody else credited for harmonica. So I'm assuming
it's got to be him.
Yeah, I'm assuming that. Yes.
Reminiscent of when the Stones brought Sugar Blue in to play harmonica on "Miss You" and "Some Girls." It's kind of that move. Go for a legit blues guy to play the harmonica on your track. It's a great move.
Yeah, got to do it.
They probably actually did have Kim Wilson set up, and he just didn't show up for a fucking session.
That's probably it.
Just blew it off completely.
His
big leagued them, if you will.
His handler probably didn't even tell him.
Yeah, they got a phone call. Yeah, that's probably what happened. I was gonna say the band got a phone call 15 minutes into the session that they need to reschedule.
Yeah, right.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah, exactly. That's how he rolls.
My oh my. Some sonic trickery there.
Yeah.
Also very Duran Duran-esque.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of layering going on with the production. A lot going on.
Their albums, their songs always impeccably produced.
Yeah.
Sounded great, packed a lot of stuff in there, but not to the sense where it was just a wall of sound. Like there's space in the music and a lot going on, but each has its sonic footprint there, and it just doesn't take away from the listening experience at all.
Yeah, and his vocal is a little bit, I won't say buried, but it's more at the level of the other instruments.
Yeah, it's like part of the song, part of the music more so than the music and the vocal being
it's
separated.
Not like New Sensation or something like that where it's the big sound that you're hearing, his voice.
Yeah,
this is more of it's I don't know, it's interesting the way that vocally what's going on and what he's been doing vocally too, because you had like the first verse he was kind of doing like the dramatic spoken word kind of a thing. Yeah. Then I don't know. It's there's a lot going on, a lot of different stuff. It's not copy and paste, I would say, by any means.
Yeah. Was that Kylie Minogue laughing there? We would assume.
I don't think she's credited, but I guess we would assume so.
Did they have to bring Axl Rose in? Idiot.
To make someone laugh.
Stupid part of a song. And the conversation that was had all week after that from people.
What was the conversation?
Don't do that.
That it was for real.
That was real, man. That's what Axl does.
Yeah, okay.
He's awesome.
Okay.
Bones Chicks.
Sure.
In the studio.
Yeah. Okay.
Axl. Yeah, okay.
These are
all right.
These are all part owners of the Brooklyn Bridge that we're commenting on.
And we'll harken back to something from earlier in the show to respond to that, and we'll say, "Stop it!" Heard enough of that nonsense.
Little Bee Gees.
Sounds like the Bake Treat song. I was channeling Hutchins on that part.
Apparently.
I don't know if I'm going to be proven wrong later on in the song, but so far, no changes in this song. It's the same groove over and over again. There's no distinct bridge. There's no distinct chorus. Same bass line. No changes so far in the song. So I'm curious as to whether that holds out for the rest of the whole thing.
But yet, it's got a stream of consciousness feel to me, at least, just because of what he's doing vocally.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are songs, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there are a few songs out there that have no changes in them and just rely on the vocal melody and other instrumentation being tossed in, and you don't have to have some complicated arrangement, just lock into a groove and stay with it.
Yeah, and it's kind of a dance music approach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big time.
It's definitely got that sound to it, too.
I would imagine there was like a 12-inch remix that was put out.
Yeah, keep it going in a club
Had
for
to be.
8 minutes or whatever. Why not?
Standing 69s occurring under the sparkle ball.
All right, let's see what happens. We still have another minute. Is that what happens at dance clubs? I never really went to many. So
I went to one, and that was everywhere.
Yeah, standing 69s
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
That's why they play
Everywhere.
the 12-inch or whatever you said, the 12-inch
People
remix.
walking on their hands. Half the people
'Cause
walking on their hands.
You need time to get into that position, right? Or else the song will be over if it's not extended. So
It was like Cirque du Soleil in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have less experienced standing 69ers falling down around you, and it's like just like the regular disco dancers. You have the people who are really good at it. They need some time to do their thing, and then you have the bumbling idiots around them falling down and just ruining it.
Well, it's like on New Year's Eve or the night before Thanksgiving or St. Patrick's. Amateur night.
It is.
People, all the experienced, the professionals out there
yeah.
are scoffing at the element that's coming out three times a year.
Like they dare enter their realm, when they're putting on their show, and these idiots come staggering into the dance floor.
Yeah, these
and
people
ruining
hone
it.
their craft 362 days a year.
Exactly.
Yeah, you see some amateur get in that position and change and cough drops are falling out. Keys.
A gun.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
It's our first time. I remember my first standing 69.
Elbowing the guy next to him. The other regular.
Turned an ankle at one point.
Chris is still laughing.
Yep, no changes in that whole song. Not even realized
Not
that.
to the basic rhythm tracks, but little bit of.
Well, but that's what I'm
mixing it
saying.
up,
The arrangement of the song, there's no distinct shift over to a chorus or a
just a
bridge
loop.
or a pre-chorus. It's just no changes. So gotta love that, man.
Yeah. Yep. So I did remember the song once we got into
See,
it.
told ya.
For the record, you were correct.
Yeah, come on.
remember
Everybody's heard this.
Yeah, I think I just didn't know the title. One of those situations. Okay, Nick, you chose this song from our friend Jim. So it's time for you to vote. Sweet Surrender or Kick in the Crotch.
A sweet surrender, because I can't give it a kick.
Oh, good
look
one.
At you. Look at you.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
Yeah, just Chris brought up Duran Duran. That's I think a good comparison, because very pop oriented, but then always throwing something weird in there, and it works.
Yeah.
And again, I guess I'll bring up something else that was brought up on the episode. You've got like your Mike Patton and Mr. Bungle kind of thing, where it's really like it drastic shifts during the music.
Yeah.
In this case, it's more just a strange interlude or something like that.
Yeah.
A strange edit maybe. But so there's just a little taste of it to kind of like get your attention. What was that kind of a thing?
Yeah, that part where it faded out with the giggle.
Yeah, and just
in this case, yeah.
And how Chris had mentioned that it's essentially the same rhythm track on repeat, but it's fresh the whole time because he's doing something different vocally, or there's a little instrumentational thing that's a little bit different being introduced.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's took 3 years between albums back then and eternity.
Yeah.
So they put the work in, and it shows as far as the production goes.
All right, Chris.
Oh yeah, Sweet Surrender for me.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
So I have a theory, Andy, of why you couldn't remember that you'd heard this song or you didn't know the title of it. Is that what you just said?
I said when we said the title of the song, I didn't remember. I didn't recognize what it was, but
Okay.
once we started listening, I remembered.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe when the title of the song was being recited or, being audible on wherever you were listening to it, it was drowned out by the din of change falling out of the pockets of amateur standing 69ers around you. That can happen.
That makes sense.
Yeah, keys change. It makes a lot of racket when, falls out around shoulder level of somebody else. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, whoever the person who submitted it, can't remember the name
Jim.
at the moment. Jim Ball.
Yep.
Nailed it. Absolute banger. Picked up right where Kick left off. They didn't, the songs and singles that followed weren't as massive and just one by one after a lineup of them like Kick, but this lead single was definitely like, okay, they're back, they're here to stay, and just did not shrink from the challenge of following up one of the biggest albums of the 80s.
My turn to vote. I'm giving it a Sweet Surrender.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
I don't know, man. Not a band that I was interested in at all when they were active. Like when their videos would come on MTV back then as a kid. I was not an INXS fan at all. But, I don't know, as I grow older, I respect what they're doing because, like you said, it's, this is basically dance music, but done really well. Everybody playing is doing something cool. The production's great. There's nothing to knock in this. And it's something that I feel like everybody could like, and pretty much everybody did like. There's something for everyone here. If you're not into... people from completely different worlds could come together on music like this.
Yeah.
So
I'd say so.
So, yes, Sweet Surrender from me. Who would have thought? Look where we are, guys.
All right, Hammond! I got a question for you.
Paul Stanley needs to know.
Should he have been doing this?
Yeah, Suicide Blonde. It's going to be a rock and roll boner. Voted by the 3 boners in this room. So this is 1990. That would be what? Hot in the Shade. And that was almost excuse me, that was almost the second Paul Stanley solo album time, right? Potentially, if there was going to be one, it would have been between
the solo tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when he was playing Toads and whatnot.
Yep. Is that for me or the keyboard player?
I'd say Andy's the leading impressionist, mimic of Paul Stanley's stage banter at Toads.
Only at Toads, though.
From that particular bootleg. I'd say...
Not from any other performance.
I don't think anybody else can match your impressions of that.
It's a very nuanced thing. It's a different Paul Stanley than we get any other time.
It is.
You know, I was trying to think what the that funk guitar sound reminded me of. Just earlier today, I had it on the MP3 player on shuffle, and similar guitar tone, similar sort of playing off of Def Leppard's eponymous album from a couple albums ago. Yeah, the song "Man Enough." And I was like, where did I hear that? I was like, oh, earlier today that song came on.
All right. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
And sort of, and it's very similar to one off Euphoria called All Night. So, similar type of like funk playing, that type of really clean, smooth kind of funk playing.
Okay, didn't know they had that in the catalog. Check that out.
I didn't either. Okay, are your votes in?
Mine is in.
Mine is in.
Mine is in. What order do we want to go in?
The person who picked it typically go first or last? I can't remember.
We'll go first, I guess. I don't know. Unless you don't want to.
I could go first.
You go first.
Nick, me, Andy.
Love it.
Rock.
Roll.
Boner. Spicy loaf, absolute black.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I feel wrong if I didn't give that one the stamp it deserved. Nothing bad to say about that. And if you disagree with us, we're sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
Deal with it. It's your problem.
Yeah, like you guys said, man, it's like whatever kind of music you're into, there's something good to find there. I don't know how anybody... I mean, I get why people slammed on Susudio last week.
Did they? I didn't really look at a lot of the comments.
There were some people who were vehemently against it.
Okay.
And I get why that is. This, I would... You'd have to really convince me about having a negative opinion of this. I frankly, I don't think you could convince me because there's no basis for it. But, you know, it was one of those bands that, you know, I think was more, you could, rockers could like them more than Duran Duran, even though we should have liked Duran more than we did. But it was one of those things where, it can't be known that I like Duran Duran music, but INXS I think was more rocking and more acceptable to the rockers. But you know, definitely the chicks and the dance music fans and the pop music fans loved it as well. They should have.
Yeah, I mean, because really, like, find me a rocker who would scoff at the riff from Devil Inside. Who, like, is there one? Is there somebody who really likes rock music who'd be like, psh, that's bogus?
There'd be something wrong with them.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's Andy brought up a good point. I think that it's one of those bands that maybe at the time you're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but like, then
I like heavy metal only. You know, whatever.
Yeah. But then as time goes on and you broaden your horizons, you're like, all right, this makes sense that it was as enormous as it was.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it being enormous. It should have been.
Correct. Correctamundo.
Yep. So that's it. We rubber stamped it. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with a Yardo Yardo questions.
I don't get yards of questions, motherfucker. I give them.
Swing away.
Yes.
Montezuma.
Yeah. That's right. Time for a Yardo questions. It's submitted by you, the listener, on potofthunder.com. Click that little widget. Said not one, not two, but 3 questions our way.
It's about the only rule.
That's it. We got a bunch of good ones here.
It's open to everyone. You don't have to be a Patreon subscriber or any of that stuff. It's open to anyone who can access the website.
There's no fine print or anything.
No
you gotta worry
bullshit.
about.
Straight up, no bullshit.
Highland, Indiana.
Yes. The stealing the motto of the town motto of Highland, Indiana, says it right there on their "Welcome to Downtown Highland" sign.
Right over there on Highway.
Yep.
It's one of those neon signs where straight up lights up and then no bullshit lights up immediately afterwards.
Alternating.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's nice.
On the back when you're leaving, it says that. Split.
Okay. This seems appropriate because we got this nice care package from Bev. Let's read most recent Yardo questions from Bev.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
So
How
these,
could
I
we
mean,
not?
I say most recent. We may have even read some more recent than this, but these are from August. But I just saw her name when I was scrolling through a bunch. And you know what? They're evergreen, so let's do it.
Didn't I tell you it was ladies' night when we were
You
in the
did.
car?
Nick
I did.
Nick told me that, and he didn't explain why. And I said, okay, I trust you, Nick. That's why. Okay. She says, hi, boners. Here's another yard for you. Oh, this is going to be fun. I think we're going to enjoy this. Because they're kind of grouped together, these 3 questions. If your previous bands had gotten signed, which song would be your first single? Ooh.
Damn.
Which band?
Yeah, I don't know. That's your choice.
I guess Andy and I will do the flying errands most likely.
I mean, we would have had the best chance.
Well, one of
Hot
you
Buzz.
could do Pillagers just to mix it up.
Unless we argue over which flying errand song would be the single.
Could be fun too. Whatever you want to do. I'm seeing in the chat Aaron Conditioner popping up. I'm going to agree with that. I'm pushing Aaron Conditioner. We're going to have to fight over it.
I don't think that's the first single.
No, not the first single.
And this and I, you know, as a co-writer, I won't. This is not a hey, I didn't write that one. It can't be the first single.
Yeah, you had
That was a co-write.
you had a co-write in there. It was the 2 of us. I just stole some of your music and said, "Hey Nick, it's this song now." I did the "I'm the captain now" to Nick, but I said, "This song is Aaron Conditioner now."
Okay.
Nick said, "Okay." This previous song you wrote for a different band, it's this now.
First single.
Yeah.
You know, I always said it. This would probably be second single, but I always said, and I didn't really co-write much on this one at all, but Pictures of Aaron was the single.
That's the single.
That was
That's
mostly
your-
Andy there.
That's your most finely crafted song, in my opinion.
So funny because it was absolutely effortless. You know how people say that,
Yeah, we talked about that last episode.
and it's almost like, you know, there was zero thought put into it, and that's how it comes out 20-something years later that Nick sang that's the single, and Chris agrees.
I've been saying that for a while. That would have been that was the one that got the music video.
That's true. All right, Chris.
Well, so from the first batch of songs that we did for our full-length CD, the most single-worthy song was a song called Testament.
Okay.
The downside of it is it was over 6 minutes long, so I don't know if you could come out of the gate with that one. But the follow-up demo we did, which all of these are available to the patrons on the $5 tier. All of this music is available to you there. Album or song we did at Chicago Recording Company was a major recording studio in town. We did a 3-song demo. We consciously wrote a song to be a single. Actually, we kind of wrote all of them that way because we were desperate at that point to quote unquote get signed.
I get it. I respect it.
But the most popular one would have been Pop Star. So that would have been the one. Had we gotten signed from both batches of songs, Pop Star would be the first one.
Good title for a kickoff single as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Oasis had Rock and Roll Star around that time, and we didn't consciously. We actually, a band we played with on a bill at CBGB was this British guy was the front man, and he had this skin tight T-shirt on with this logo on the front of it. It had like one of those burst type things, explosions. And in the middle it said Pop Star.
Oh boy. You know what I say to that?
Oh, stop it!
The last thing he said to the crowd after they got off stage was, "Good night, you've been fantastic." And that's the first lyric of our song.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
I respect that.
Yeah, like kind of like the Sussudio thing. It's like you just you take your cues for your songwriting just wherever you can get them.
Yeah. All right, question 2. This is gonna get fun. If you'd had a chance to kick out any member of your previous band and replace them with any musician you want, who would you kick out and who would you replace them with?
Wow.
That's pretty good. Who are you kicking?
Any band we've been in?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so so the band I was in college that we reformed here in Chicago, which is why I moved here. New Originals.
Yeah.
Okay, when we first moved here, Chris Brown, who's been on the show before, not the woman battering rapper, but the drummer from the Dirty Crash. Yes, he's a drummer. He was the drummer of New Originals when we were in college, but when we got to Chicago, he wanted to come out from behind the drums and play rhythm guitar.
Oh.
So we had a drummer named Jose Medelis, who I met. He worked at Guitar Center with me. Went on to a great music career. Played in the Breeders for a while. Currently owns a awesome drum store called Revival Drum Shop in Portland, Oregon. Great guy, incredible drummer. Was driven out of the band by our singer at the time, and we brought in this other guy who just completely disintegrated the band because he brought us crippling cocaine habit with him.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'd had my druthers, I would have kicked out the replacement drummer and brought back Jose into the band. And then if I had to, if it took this to make that happen, I would have kicked out the singer as well and found somebody else. 'Cause would have been better to have Jose stay in the band than keep the singer at that point.
But I also think you could, this is like fantasy. You could be like, I want Michael Hutchence to replace him. You could put whoever you want.
Oh, I would do that.
Okay,
yeah.
There you go.
For sure. But yeah, he was an incredibly talented kid and carved out a great career for himself, and is doing, has got his own drum shop in Portland. Look it up if you're into that sort of thing. Revival Drum Shop. And yeah, that's my answer.
Nick?
Would have kicked out our drummer.
Oh.
And would have replaced him with the guy on the VH1 Rock and Roll Girls, John Fogerty, in studio performance.
You love that guy. What's that guy's name?
I don't even know.
I don't know who he is.
Nobody knows his name.
I'm not even sure.
Nobody cares what his name is.
But he's like one of the guys on the NES game Bad Dudes.
Yeah, he is.
He just is one of those guys come to life. He's gonna rescue the president from the ninjas who kidnapped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a no nonsense, getting it done kind of guy.
Yeah.
And you said you'd have kicked out the Flying Aaron's drummer.
Yeah, or
Out of any band. Nick just
any
wants
band-
this guy.
Any band I was in, kick out that drummer. Even me when I played drums.
You just want this
Kick
guy.
yourself out and then rejoin on a different instrument.
Yes.
like Brown did.
So what's the name of the is Rock and Roll Girls? If people want to look up
Yeah,
The whole isn't he on the whole Black and White Night session? Isn't that what that's from?
I think so. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I know it's like a VH1 in studio sort of like live.
Oh no,
in
I'm
studio
thinking Black and
performance.
White Night is the Roy Orbison one.
Okay.
And so
maybe not.
this one was filmed in the same motif, but it's an entire John Fogerty concert, right?
I'm assuming it is. I've only really seen the Rock and Roll Girl.
Or was that from John Fogerty appearing on the the Black and White Night Roy Orbison special?
Oh, that could be Roy Orbison's drummer? Ooh.
No,
no.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
but,
I don't know.
I don't know.
See if I can get
don't know why
to the
I'm
bottom of this.
mixing
here.
up the two, but it just visually they look so similar, and I can't even remember if Fogerty was on that Orbison show. I know Springsteen was, and a few other guys of that ilk.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find it. I'm getting bad reception, of course, right when I need it.
When you need it.
When I need it. But well, is this it? Let's see. Of course, it's not gonna. There's something called John Fogerty and Friends from '89. I don't know if that's it. Because it's not coming up. Anyway, it's 80s. I want to say VH1. No, I don't think it's that John Fogerty and Friends. I think it's closer to the actual release of the Centerfield album. I don't know that this guy played on the Centerfield album. I don't know. And I'm having a real heck of a time here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Fogerty as part of the rock Black and White Night. You had Jackson Browne, Elvis Costello, Katie Lang, Bonnie Raitt, Springsteen, Tom Waits, but yeah, no Fogerty. So it must have been an entire set of solo Fogerty, because that was kind of his big comeback. After all the legal shit he had gone through.
See, and I see the video now. It might be just the music video. I'm not sure, because it's just like it's a pure black and white performance video.
Right. Yeah.
It might just be the actual music video.
Could be
85. Either way, from the first opening drum fill into the beat, the guy is intimidating.
He's not wrong.
Yep.
It's a great answer.
All right, question 3. If any of your bands had hit the big time, what would be your first extravagant purchase? Thanks for all the laughs as I am working my way through your back catalog. Love to you all, XXX. Thank you, Bev. Thank you so
Bev.
much.
And you make a great loaf, great spicy loaf.
I want to try it. I didn't get any yet.
Yeah, we'll have to cut it up. We don't have utensils handy, unless we cut it with the Montezuma bar.
Good. Excuse me. So first extravagant purchase. What's it gonna be? They say, boys, you got money now. You got money, and there's more coming. Go have some fun.
See, at that point,
But you have to also, you have to also think back to like you being at this certain age at this time in your life.
Yeah.
Now you're frugal and logical.
See,
You probably were then too, but you know what I mean.
at that point, I guess I would think if I'm in my 20s and that's what's happening, and the career is music,
Yeah.
I'm thinking you go the Ace Frehley route and you do like a state-of-the-art studio in your basement.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, cause I know you hear a lot of stories where someone goes out and buys like a ridiculous car or something like that. That wouldn't,
It doesn't appeal to you.
No, I wouldn't really care one way or the other about that. But as far as something extravagant, I think it would be that, and instruments and
buying art or cars.
no, I'm not buying art or cars.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe
I'm
maybe
not
more
buying-
instruments.
Yeah, I'm not buying wine or
A wine. What a stupid thing to waste
not
your
making
money
a
on.
wine cellar or anything like that.
They got wine at Aldi.
They do.
You need to waste your money on wine. It does the same thing. It'll get you where you need to be.
It's just like a car. It's a point A to point
It's
B.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, you're just a sucker.
Yeah, I'm going the Ace Frehley, Connecticut house.
Okay.
Maybe not in Connecticut, but you know what I mean.
I gotcha. Chris?
So, like for like not reinvesting in the band.
No,
like your
this is
personal
beyond
extravagance.
that. This is everyone gets a check for $1 million, and the band is going to continue rolling on regardless. After you've toured opening for Metallica on
Right.
the Black Album tour or something, I don't know, I'm making it up, and you've got a hit song in your back pocket.
I'd have to say I probably would have gone for a car, just because I always had shitty vehicles leading up to that time. It would have been nice to have something of quality. And then I probably would have bought several fancy, expensive guitars too at that point. So
Yeah.
for me, it would be the cars and guitars type thing.
Yeah. There you go. Those are good answers. All right. Again, if you want to submit a Yardo questions, go to potofthunder.com. Click that widget. Send 3 questions our way.
Got any more of those 10-year things? Are we going to wait till we through those all? Or
Oh, we got one. You want one?
gonna roll one out to close out the show?
Let's do it.
Open up a reindeers.
All right,
Play a clip.
Here, we're going to fade this guy down. We're going to open up these reindeers. I think my extravagant purchase would be a reindeer.
A real one.
I'd buy a reindeer.
See,
Yeah.
I remember, okay, that reminds me of something I always thought was really funny
Uh-huh.
that Andy said
Uh-oh.
many years ago
Oh, boy. What did I do?
about winning the lottery.
I don't know.
And it's a quote that has stayed with me all
Oh,
these
man.
years.
I don't remember it at all.
Andy said, and it's in a way profound if you think about it. But Andy said, if I won the lottery, I would eat a building. And in a way, that's profound because he's basically saying, I don't have to do anything productive for the rest of my life. I would just pick something incredibly stupid
Yeah.
and do that. He would eat a building. Always enjoyed that quote.
So strange that Andy was an oddball.
It's up there with him telling people he's a scientist
Oh, yeah.
at parish picnics.
Weird boy. Okay. I'm opening these reindeers. You want one?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll try one.
All right, here. I'll toss to Nick. I got yours next. Here it comes.
Okay, a very
Individually wrapped.
Individually wrapped reindeers.
Fancy.
Plural.
a very Hershey style bit of artwork on here.
Very nice. You know, these have malt in them. They're Maltesers. So there's peppermint and there's honeycomb pieces. Or
Ooh, I
whatever.
like that.
So this is going to be a delight.
And it's
These are good.
And it
Very
is
nice.
mint.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's an interesting flavor combination.
it is.
So this 10-year anniversary clip comes to us from our friend Terrence Grasser. Terrence, let's hear it.
5 strikes 10 must be Monday night. A decade of stupidity, but that's alright. Listen to Pound of Thunder tonight. Leave us a voice message tonight.
Hola, boners. Just wanted to say congratulations on 10 years. Getting ready to start the 11th year in just a few weeks of Pot of Thunder. Much like a lot of other listeners, I discovered the show through Chris Jericho, being a fan of all things Tooge, whether it be wrestling, some of his acting roles, Fozzy, obviously. Discovered you guys on Talk is Jericho. And I was in a job at the time where I did a lot of service work outdoors and a lot of times didn't have interaction with people. So throughout my day, I would listen to Pot of Thunder. Now, the interesting part of that is I was not a Kiss fan going into Pot of Thunder. So I literally listened in the most batshit, makes no sense order that one could. I listened to all of the Chris Jericho episodes in reverse chronological order, which is moronic. And then, because I was stubborn and wasn't going to listen to Kiss music because I have standards and I'm going to stand on my principles not to be a Kiss fan because I can't stand Gene Simmons, I listened to the season 2 into the season 3 episodes in regular chronological order. But because of the banter that you guys partake in every episode and the camaraderie, I decided I was going to listen to the Kiss episodes. And I did not give Kiss a fair shake whatsoever. Yes, there are some things that Gene Simmons does that absolutely make my skin crawl. But at the same time, I have respect for him trying to capitalize on the capital he's built with that band. So I honestly have to respect the hustle, but I never gave the musicianship and the quality of the work the respect it deserves. And there was a lot of quality there that I never gave a fair shake to. So I'm happy to say that once I made it through the catalog, I can say I'm a fan. You guys have created a new fan for the Kiss Army, so to speak. And again, that's all through how you present the podcast and just the fun times and the outstanding entertainment that you guys provide. So thank you guys so much for that. And in addition to that, thanks so much for the Patreon. Really cool group of people that get to hang out every once in a while and have some fun banter with you guys. Thanks for allowing us to come into your lives like that. And have a little bit of your time. By no means are we afforded that, so definitely much appreciated. Hope it keeps going for a long time. Again, just thanks so much.
Thanks, Terrence.
Wow, awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what his favorite Kiss album is. Maybe a little, maybe
after.
a follow up. He can let us know. Yeah, after
album, song,
after
whatever.
Finally, kind of being convinced, like, all right, there's some good stuff here. I wonder what what era and lineup and everything he leans towards.
Yeah, let's find out what we've done to poor Terrence.
Well, Paul and Gene owe us some money, I think. Let's say to Paul, make out the check to Chris Lathrop. I'll spell it out for you because that's my name.
Is that your name?
Cut me a check, or just send me one of your paintings, or send us some of your paintings, whatever, because that's some tangible value there that we've provided. So
Well, that's very cool to hear. And it is
always great to hear that.
Yeah. It's a nice reminder to hear that and realize that people are listening to us in bulk as they do their day-to-day activities. So
that's the coolest part.
Yeah.
The Kiss thing is cool, but knowing that, like, I've done that where I'll latch onto something, and in my day-to-day stuff where I'm just kind of around people but alone.
Yeah.
That there are these people that are kind of I'm kind of my companions for a little while. So that's interesting to hear. Really cool to hear that that's us for some people.
Yeah. And for some reason I always forget that people listen in binges. I was thinking like, oh, maybe they check it out on Mondays if they've got nothing else going on. But no, there are people who are listening every day of the week going backwards until they get sick of us.
That's the by nature, the way, each episode focusing on a song, it just makes it easy versus like, 5-6 years down the road, you're really going to listen back to an interview with Ace's guitar tech on the Destroyer tour. I don't know, maybe you would, but I think it's a lot easier to do that when you're like, just pick a song and be like, I want to hear these guys talk about this song or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know how much you intended for that to be the case, Chris, but it worked out that way when you picked the idea of each episode being about a song.
That was me who did that? I thought you came in with the whole idea fully fleshed out.
I thought we talked it over, and we...
That's possible.
Hey, who knows?
I think the main thing we debated was, should we just do the songs in chronological order or mix them up? And we decided that, when we get to the Elder, we're going to lose all of our listeners. So we can't
for
do it that
reason,
way.
we have to break it all up.
We have to do it random style. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Terrence.
Yeah, thanks for that, man. It keeps us motivated.
Yes, sir.
So.
And we'll be back next week with more Pot of Thunder.